Rumors about cosmic threats have always captured public imagination, but the recent wave of speculation surrounding the comet known as 3I/Atlas has taken social media by storm in an unusually intense and chaotic way. Despite repeated reassurances from major space agencies, including NASA and the European Space Agency, that the comet poses absolutely no danger to Earth, the online world has exploded with alarming conspiracy theories, exaggerated claims, and outright fabricated stories. These rumors began spreading at a rapid pace after the comet was detected by NASA's Atlas telescope on July 1st, leading many users across social platforms to believe it was something extraordinary or potentially catastrophic. Some posts described the comet as a major threat to humanity, while others speculated about an imminent global crisis, supposedly being covered up by governments and military forces. The situation grew even more dramatic when the New York Post published a sensationalized article on September 29th with a headline claiming the massive comet could be alien technology and might change everything for us. Screenshots of this article circulated quickly on X, formerly Twitter, where users interpreted the story in ways that intensified public fear rather than providing clarity. Many people who saw the screenshots did not click the link, read the full article, or fact-check the information. Instead, they relied solely on the bold headline, which created an environment ripe for misunderstandings and panic. One account under the name Stephen Greenstreet took advantage of the viral moment by adding further drama, writing, "Scientists say a massive alien spaceship is hurtling towards Earth. Why aren't more people talking about this?" His post immediately contributed to the swirl of misinformation, with thousands of users reacting, sharing, and commenting, most of them unaware that the claim had no scientific basis. Another popular account known as Dr. Disclosure fueled the hysteria even more by reposting the same New York Post article, adding a conspiratorial message that suggested military leaders were meeting because of the approaching comet. He referenced a real event, a meeting of U.S. military officials chaired by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on September 30th, but twisted its context to imply that global leaders were secretly planning a defense strategy to counter the comet before impact. This misleading claim spread quickly, gathering more than 500,000 views and inspiring additional theories about worldwide military coordination, hidden weapons, space-based defense systems, and secret government missions supposedly preparing for a disaster scenario. None of these claims were supported by evidence. Yet the fear-based narrative continued growing uninterrupted. Adding to the online chaos, an account under the name Richard Roper posted dramatic concerns about the comet hurtling toward Earth at a speed of 130,000 miles per hour. He suggested there were two missions ready to intercept the object, referencing fictional teams like the Messiah Crew, Freedom Team, and Independence Team. Names clearly inspired by Hollywood movies, particularly films like Armageddon and Deep Impact. However, many users either failed to recognize the references or deliberately ignored the obvious fictional nature of the claims, further blurring the line between entertainment and factual information. This blending of fiction and reality only worsened the confusion, making it difficult for average social media users to distinguish between credible scientific updates and exaggerated, fear-driven posts. As the conspiracy theories escalated, many people began expressing genuine anxiety. Some believed governments were hiding the truth to avoid mass panic, while others claimed the unusually fast circulation of military-related news proved something catastrophic was on the horizon. In many posts, users discussed ways to divert the comet from Earth, as if an impact were already confirmed, even though all space agencies had clearly stated that the comet's trajectory posed no threat. Theories about lasers, nuclear weapons, and international space missions were openly debated, with some users acting as though they were experts on planetary defense despite having no scientific background. These conversations often spiraled into highly imaginative scenarios involving space battles, alien encounters, or massive government cover-ups. Behind the scenes, scientists attempted to calm the public by explaining the actual nature of 3I/Atlas. They clarified that the comet was simply passing through the solar system on a non-threatening orbit, and that its size, while interesting from a research perspective, was far from unusual. Astronomers emphasize that comets travel at high speeds as a natural part of their motion, and that the 130,000 miles per hour figure cited in many viral posts was not only misleading, but taken completely out of context. Still, in an era where dramatic information spreads faster than factual details, their explanations struggled to reach the same audience that conspiracy theorists had already captured with eye-catching headlines and emotionally charged narratives. The spread of misinformation in this case reflects a growing trend in digital culture, where sensational stories travel more quickly and attract more attention than calm, rational explanations. Social media platforms reward content that sparks strong emotional reactions, such as fear, shock, or excitement, making them the perfect environment for conspiracy theories to flourish. Influencers or accounts seeking engagement often use exaggerated claims, dramatic wording, and provocative images to draw attention, even if they know the information is not accurate. As a result, millions of people end up consuming misleading stories without ever checking the scientific facts, contributing to a cycle of misinformation that can be difficult to break. Another factor fueling the rumors is the long-standing fascination humans have with cosmic disasters. Movies, TV shows, and novels about asteroids and comets hitting Earth have shaped public expectations and fears, making it easy for fictional narratives to blend into real-world discussions. When users saw terms like Messiah Crew or Independence Team, some may have recognized them from films, but others interpreted them literally because the internet often blurs the line between reality and entertainment. This confusion is amplified by the fact that many people do not have a clear understanding of astronomy, making them more susceptible to believing grand, dramatic, and scientifically impossible claims. In addition, the idea of an alien spacecraft disguised as a comet adds a layer of mystery that appeals to people looking for extraordinary explanations. In recent years, theories about extraterrestrial technology have gained popularity due to widely publicized government reports on unidentified aerial phenomena. As a result, it becomes easy for any unusual space object to be interpreted through the lens of alien speculation, even when scientific data clearly contradicts such ideas. The New York Post headline mentioning alien tech was enough to ignite imaginations, even though the article itself did not provide any real evidence of extraterrestrial involvement. While many of the posts spreading these rumors were created for entertainment or to provoke reactions, others were likely shared by individuals who genuinely believed they were warning the public about a real danger. Fear is a powerful motivator, and once a rumor gains enough momentum, it can create a sense of urgency that feels convincing. People may share alarming posts not because they want to spread misinformation, but because they are worried and want to alert others. Unfortunately, the more a rumor is shared, the more credible it appears, creating a self-reinforcing loop that magnifies panic. What makes this situation particularly concerning is how quickly false claims overshadowed accurate scientific information. Even though space agencies consistently reassured the public that 3I/Atlas was harmless, their statements were overshadowed by dramatic social media posts that appealed more to people's emotions. In many cases, users who tried to correct the misinformation were dismissed as part of a supposed cover-up. This mistrust of institutions, combined with the viral nature of social media, created the perfect environment for conspiracy theories to thrive. Ultimately, the panic surrounding Comet 3I/Atlas serves as a reminder of how fragile public understanding of science can be when exposed to distortion and sensationalism. It shows how quickly misinformation can spread in the digital age and how difficult it can be to correct once it takes hold. The event also highlights the importance of critical thinking, media literacy, and fact-checking, especially when encountering dramatic claims online.